How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in today's video, I'm taking the recently converted 2013 Subaru BRZ to the Solo Spec Coupe trim out to its very first autocross in the Meadowlands.
And a little bit of gas. You go around. Left.
Event 6 of the year, I believe it is, here at MetLife Stadium, probably the finest autocross site in the Northeast. Consider yourselves lucky to live in close enough proximity to run on this beautiful parking lot. The most important thing today is that we all get to go home safely, without injury to ourselves or to our cars.
So I'm in the grid now, waiting in line to get to the course and drive the SSC BRZ for the very first time. The atmosphere is insane here. I'm so pumped to see how I do in this course. There's a lot of fast guys here, and I'm gonna have an instructor with me just to see how the course goes, just so I could learn where the important cones are and try not to mess up. What's your name?
My name is Yuri. What's your name?
Yui?
Yuri.
Yuri. Okay, Hanson.
Get ready. Go.
Straight.
Okay.
Get closer to the cones, but don't. Okay. A little bit faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. No, go straight. A little bit of brake and sharp left, and go around that cone. Go around. Go. Gas. A lot of braking here. A lot of braking, and go around. Maintain speed. Maintain. Keep turning. This is also very, very slow.
Okay.
Keep turning, and this is a short slow. Right. A little bit faster. Maintain speed. Just stay at the speed. Maintain. Keep turning. No, don't accelerate yet. Okay, now accelerate. All the way through. You were a little bit, in some places you were a little bit too aggressive on the...
Yeah.
The rule is like this. Take 1.5 seconds.
Okay.
Between no power and full power.
Okay.
Always. So you like...
Ease it in.
Yeah, every single time. And
Okay.
brakes, you can be a little bit more aggressive. Take 1 second between no brakes and full brakes.
Okay.
So that's, where you're going. Just do those two things, and you'll be much faster in your second, third run.
What's your name, man?
I'm Nick Barbado. Nice to meet you, brother.
Hanson.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Hanson.
to meet you. All right, so I did pretty terribly the first time.
Okay.
And let's see if I've learned anything.
Well, the biggest thing, man, is just eyes ahead.
Eyes ahead.
Stay visually ahead of yourself, of the course.
Okay.
Look like a little bit further than you think you need to, and smooth inputs.
Smooth inputs.
Smooth inputs. Just to the limit of the car. Good. There you go. You want to keep the tires just starting to squeal. There you go. Good. You can get on the back of that cone a little more. Good. Eyes ahead. Good. Eyes ahead. Good. So, all right. Oh, no, right here.
Okay.
So you can get a little bit tighter on the cones. Good. Eyes ahead. Patient. Feet in. Unwind the wheel. Good job. Eyes ahead. Brake. A little bit of left. Good. Dig it and unwind. Good. There you go. See how you're in the groove and you get a lot more grip on line.
Yeah.
Eyes ahead, patient. Oh, get overshoot. Say you got behind, so you want to be patient there to get a good run through the blast next time.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Good job.
Right.
Good.
Thank you.
So you know how like towards the middle part of the run you got a little more aggressive and the tires start to make more noise?
Yeah.
You want to do that right from the get-go.
Okay.
You want to have those tires talking to you, not like
squealing constantly, basically.
You got it, yeah. You want to keep them just on the limit. You're not like sliding around like a drifter, but just on the limit, so you're right at the optimal slip angle.
intense, man. So one of the things that I'd like to do when I'm autocrossing is actually just walk around, meet some new friends, and talk to some drivers and talk about their cars. And one of the guys that I met today is Steve.
Yeah, Steve, I love you!
And he's got this Honda S2000 here. And Steve, you've got a lot of racing experience behind you, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Hello, my name's Steve. I'm the owner of the 2002 S2000 behind us. I started autocrossing in 2005 on an Acura RSX Type S. And pretty much a friend dragged me out. I only had the car for 2 months, and I basically haven't stopped racing since. So It's been addicting. I came for the racing, but I stay because it's a really good community and people are really cool.
So you've met a lot of friends. It's
a lot of friends.
Really addictive.
I think that's the biggest part of it, right? Like it's like hanging out with your buddies at a parking lot, except we get to do a little bit more than just park.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this Honda S2000 that we have right here.
All right, so it's in its 5th iteration of mods. It was the 2017 BSP National Championship car. It's changed a lot since then. I brought it back to being street legal. It was a bone stock when I first got it, an AP1 bone stock. Became an autocross car, an STR car when STR class in SCCA was new, and became a track car after that. And then I really wanted to do some national competition. Decided that BSP was the way to go because that allowed you to kind of mix and match parts of different year S2000s, so I can get like the best of breed. And kind of went with that philosophy, got really addicted to it, pursued that for a couple of years, and finally last year making it work.
This car is a combination of different S2000s,
yeah, so
basically.
If anybody's looking at it, they're going to say, why, it doesn't look like an AP1, except for the headlights. It's really an AP1 chassis. It's got an AP2 motor, an 05 motor, mated to an 03 transmission, mated to an 08 drive shaft to an 08 diff.
So in reality, it's a very complicated answer. Yeah. It's a very long answer to that.
Yeah, it's basically cherry pick all the greatest hits of all the S2000s, stick it into one. Some CR bits on there, some Mugen bits on there, and for me that was my dream car.
Awesome.
Like
So looking from the distance, this looks a little bit stock from the front, but it's different, right?
It is different. It's got downforce wide fenders because I already had the rear over fenders from when it ran 315 square, but I wanted to balance it out, so I wanted the OEM lines. So downforce makes 25 mil wider OEM style front fenders. The body shop had to do a little bit of work, but it looks really, really nice. It's got 17x9 plus 42s all around, 255 tires, and I think with the tires being pushed out, it's like the perfect offset and fitment for it. So
it looks beautiful. Now,
thank you.
To wrap this up, I'd like to ask some drivers what are some of the tips they could give to newcomer autocrossers such as myself. What are, let's say, the top 2 tips you could give, or top 3?
I think the first thing is, whatever car you have, just bring it out. Don't worry about your times, your competitiveness, see what position you're in. Go out, learn, have fun. Even if you have the car to have, you're not going to beat some experienced guy who's been doing this for a long time anyway. So don't let that prevent you from going out there. Don't chase car setup too much. Worry about your driving, because it's really, that's where you're going to get your improvements. And just keep going. Just keep doing it, because it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
And then reach out to other people. Everybody's really helpful in the community, and I think it's taking advantage of those resources. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the great tips.
Great.
And just like he said, just take your car, come out to autocrossing, meet some new people, meet some great friends, and hopefully I'll see you out here. Well, there you have it. That's the first autocross for the BRZ SSC at the Meadowlands for me, and what did I think? Man, I'm going to consider this as a baseline, because compared to the other times on there, now the Meadowlands, you want to have a humbling experience, you should attend the autocross events at the Meadowlands, because there's a lot of fast people out there. It's amazing what they could do. You really appreciate autocross as a sport, because the people who drive fast, who do it well, they've done this for a very long time, and they treat this almost like a craft. And you know, someone mentioned that this is almost a lot like golf, and the good ones are, you know, talented, and they've spent a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and just, you know, crafting this hobby of theirs. And as a result, they've got a car that is extremely fast, or they themselves are just very fast drivers. But the overall experience was awesome. It was just downright awesome. I just loved everything about it. Just like talking about cars with just a bunch of down-to-earth people, and just talking about like how to go around the track pretty fast. I want to thank Steve for giving us the tips and also showing his S2000 off. He's done a lot to that car. It's gone through a bunch of different transformations, and you have to see this thing in person because it looks mint. It's a beautiful Honda S2000, and he's even got the matching shirt to go with it, so that's pretty cool. I want to thank Steve for again taking a moment out of his autocross day to give us a walk around of his car and talk a little bit about his experience. I also want to thank the instructors that sat with me today, and they gave me a lot of great tips during and after the sessions. I want to thank Jeff. You saw him, he took this car around and really showed me how to treat this car properly and how to get a super fast time. And you saw that was his first time just sitting in this car, and he knew how to make this car dance, basically. He had, I believe, a time of 51 seconds something. Again, his first time, way faster than what I did. So overall, can I do better? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement. Like the first lap that I did was really understanding the limits of this car, and I just spun out immediately. And again, that's, you know, understanding the car and also understanding the course, because there was a lot of undulations in the course. And you know, once you start autocrossing, you'll never look at parking lots the same way again. You just start to overanalyze the contours of the parking lot, and just you know, all the possible turns that you could create out of a large expanse of asphalt. But yeah, I think that I could totally improve on this, because just from going from the first lap to the second lap, I cut about 7 seconds off. Again, I was a little too aggressive at the first lap, a little too conservative at the second, and then as the laps went on, I kept on cutting time. Except for the last lap, I just didn't have my head on screwed together, and I just ran over a couple of cones, got lost a little bit, and but you know what? That stuff happens. You just have to roll with the punches, and hopefully you remember all the tips and all the sage advice that all the drivers around you gave throughout your entire autocrossing career. There's a lot to learn. This is at least this course was a very, very technical layout, and if you didn't enter or position your car properly at the cones, then you're going to be adding precious seconds to your time, and that's just something you cannot afford to do. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching till the end, so you can get my impressions of this entire thing. Have I become a better driver? I don't really know. I don't think so. I gotta go at least do this about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more times before I could comfortably say, yes, I'm better at this. So fortunately, autocrosses, there's a bunch of them everywhere, And if you're in the tri-state area, the one in the Meadowlands is definitely very easy for you to get to. It's probably just a couple of hours drive. It's not too long. And the way it worked with me was that I worked they ran 4 heats. I worked at the first heat and ran in the third heat. And then when I was done, you're free to go. As long as you've worked and you've ran your heat, you can just get going. So I basically finished up around 2:30ish, and I could drive home and do other things the rest of my day. So with that said, I'm going to wrap it up right here. I hope that you're subscribed to this channel. Check the playlist for previous episodes. This car has gone through a lot in its short life, and I'm so glad that I have it right now so that I can take it autocrossing. It's been such a blast, and I'm going to keep continuing doing this thing as long as you care to watch. And if you haven't subscribed already, we've got other project cars in this channel. We've got the IS300 that Chad's working on. We also have the V8 Vantage and the Volvo V70R that Gregson's has been working on. There's a lot of exciting updates to that, so make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned. So anyway, let's wrap it up right there. And my name is Hanson. I'll catch you in the next episode.